Hey everybody, Mike Slifer here in the First Alert Forecast Center. We have another First Alert Weather Extra for you. A couple of big things to cover. We'll be talking about the weekend forecast, the First Alert Weather Day for Monday, but we are also going to dive into the NOAA seasonal outlook for December, January, and February. In other words, meteorological winter runs from December 1st through the end of February. And here is the winter outlook from NOAA. Couple of big things here to point out. They are going for things to be a bit wetter than average across parts of, say, western Pennsylvania and into the Great Lakes region, and warmer than average, you'll note, not only for Connecticut and most of southern New England, but all the way down the East Coast. Now, as a reminder, we are looking at something that's averaged over the course of 3 months. So even if the entire season was to end up warmer than normal, we of course will have some cold spells. It is winter. When it comes to the precip, what's interesting here is that it's wetter than normal, forecast to be wetter than normal to our west, and then across the southern United States, southeastern United States, so from the Delmarva Peninsula and points south, it's forecast to be drier than normal. We have an equal chance of being wetter or drier than normal. So we'll be watching this very closely, but we will again be watching as we get closer to the season if there are any changes to this outlook, but also how things are evolving locally. But what this outlook basically says is that we could be in for perhaps a winter season that ends up a bit warmer than average, which is what we've seen over the last several years. And this is actually pretty typical in a La Nina year. And the reason for that is because we have the jet stream. The trough tends to be set up to our west, and within the base of that trough is where things are a little bit colder. You see the colder than normal shading across parts of western Canada down through the Pacific Northwest and into the northern plains. Where you see warmer than normal is going to be from, say, Texas and New Mexico points east along most of the eastern seaboard. But where we start to see some deviation, we'll call it, is in the jet stream itself. If the trough ends up a little bit farther to our west, we could be in for perhaps some warmer days, and we'll just have to see how things sort of evolve. But typically, a La Nina winter, at least from the standpoint of southern New England, can sometimes be a bit lackluster. So snow lovers, this might not be the one for you. But we need to define what normal is, too, and we will do that here by talking about average high temperatures. So these are the normal high temperatures. On December 1st, the normal high is 45. By the 15th, it's down to 41. And then by January 1st, New Year's Day, the normal high temperature is 37 degrees. The lowest normal high is 35, January 15th. By February 1st, our normal high temperatures actually begin climbing. 36 by Feb 1st, February 15th, 38. And by the end of the month, the normal high is actually back in the lower 40s. So typically, our coldest month is January, and we tend to deal with the most cold in the heart of the season. And you'll note here on our snow averages by month, January and February both tend to be the snowiest months. January tends to have just a little bit less snow than February in an average year. October and November, we sometimes see a little bit of snow. We're not expecting any snow this month. We'll see how next month treats us. December, we typically see about 10 inches. January, just over 14. February, just shy of 15. And then March, around 9.5. And sometimes we see snow in April, too. 51.7 inches is the normal amount of snow that we would see in a season for the Hartford area. It's been a while since we had a winter with snowfall above normal. That was back in the 2016 to 17 season. So we're talking almost a decade now of winters that have been warmer than normal and also less snowy than normal. So we'll be watching very closely. Stick with Channel 3 as we head into the winter season, but that outlook did come out yesterday, and we wanted to break it down for you, give you the deets. First Alert Weather Day, Monday, we're focused on the morning. Rain will be heavy at times, and that will impact travel as the work and school week gets underway. First Alert Futurecast shows the wind out of the south and southeast out ahead of that front on Sunday. Clouds will be increasing, but showers do not develop until the pre-dawn hours Monday. They move through during the heart of the morning commute. First Alert Futurecast showing these reds and oranges indicating how heavy the rainfall will be. Not only that, but we could even hear a few rumbles of thunder. All of this starts to wind down as we get into the afternoon hours on Monday. We will stay a bit breezy on Monday. As we see it now, models in pretty good agreement here that we could see some higher totals perhaps in the western part of the state. We're expecting about a half inch to an inch of rain, maybe some locally higher amounts too. But the takeaway from all of this is that the impact is going to be greatest to travel during the morning commute. This will be beneficial rainfall if it doesn't come down too quickly, because we still are running deficits. And we didn't see any rain today. 42 was the normal low, which is exactly what, rather was the actual low, which is exactly what normal is. And the high of 65 rather, just 2 degrees above the normal high of 63. 90, the record set all the way back in 1908. Talk about a long-standing record. We, of course, did not come anywhere close to that. Temperatures for many towns peaked in the 60 to 65 degree range. Tweed, New Haven, a little bit warmer at 67. Waterbury, a little bit cooler at 59. Winds have really subsided a bit across the state. Not only are gusts done, but we actually see calm wind speeds, too. Skies overhead are clear. We can see stars on some of our iCams. Here's our iCam view right now in Middletown. Very quiet. We'll take you live right now to Rocky Hill, looking north to the Hartford skyline. Great visibility out there. Our iCam view right now in New Haven, overlooking the green, where it's 55 degrees. Winds are to the north-northwest at 6 miles per hour. And we'll end with a look on our iCam here in Mystic. This is the Mystic River that we are looking at here. And we can see some stars, especially on the top left part of your screen. So with skies, again, with a clear sky overhead and a calmer wind, we certainly are seeing those ingredients come together to really let temperatures fall back. To our west, there were some showers. Those are decaying. We do not expect them to even get close to us here in Connecticut. Temperatures, for the most part, are similar to where they were yesterday. Some towns a little bit cooler, some towns a little bit warmer. Danbury, Willimantic, sort of the outliers, 5 to 10 degrees lower right now than yesterday, meaning Danbury's already down to 43, Willimantic's at 44, Putnam's at 45, Norwich down to 40, Salisbury 43, but Windsor Locks, Bradley International 51, Meriden 52, Chester 50, New Haven 55. You'll note on the regional map here, Burlington and Albany in the 40s. We see a lot of 40s across upstate New York and into parts of northern New England. And we do expect the temperatures to keep on dropping tonight. We're giving you the first alert here, some patchy frost throughout inland Connecticut, mid and upper 30s expected tonight. And again, as things stay clear and the wind has gone calm, temperatures will fall back quickly. So bit of patchy frost, not too much of an impact. We've already had a big freeze this season. So again, we're not really looking at too much of an impact here. We just want to give you the first alert if you do have any plans that have made it this far to get out there and cover them up tonight. Now, heading into, say, the shoreline towns, temperatures will be in the 40s tonight. And that's where we expect most towns to be by 8 o'clock tomorrow. A bit of a spread, 40 to 50 degrees. But inland towns start to catch up by noon, upper 50s near 60, and we'll end the day about 60 to 65. Great for apple picking, great for pumpkin patches, great for heading to your corn maze. Or maybe you're getting a head start on some of the leaves that have blown down. We actually think tomorrow will be a better day than Sunday for any leaf cleanup, yard cleanup, because the wind will be calm. So that's the key to tomorrow's forecast. By Sunday, we start to see those wind gusts pick back up, 25-mile-an-hour gusts possible. Both days will be dry, but you'll be battling the wind on Sunday. And since things have dried out, the leaves have dried out, that makes them lighter, and that wind will pick them up even more easily. Foliage report showing moderate to high color for most of the state, with some areas near peak. That's where that dark red shading is. We'll show you a picture here that was sent in from Eleanor. This is at the Quinnebog River in Danielson. A lot of different colors if we look across the river here, from some lingering greens to yellows, oranges, reds, even some bare trees. So personally have seen that the foliage has been maybe a little patchy in spots, but if you go out and search for it this weekend, you will be treated to some excellent views. Plus, if you have ragweed allergies, you don't have to worry too much about pollen counts. They'll be low for the next 3 days, so no big concerns there. As we mentioned, we'll keep things nice and dry through the course of the weekend, becoming milder by Sunday. It's breezy. Clouds are on the increase. Wind gusts are going to ramp up later in the day on Sunday, turning breezy with gusts 20 miles an hour, maybe a little bit higher, really nothing too impactful expected there. And on the first alert 7-day forecast, we'll take you through the remainder of the week. So from 73 on Sunday to 62 on Monday. That rain will move through in the morning. Some rumbles of thunder can't be ruled out. Rain is expected to be pretty heavy at times. 66 Tuesday, 63 on Wednesday. Maybe some showers out there, a little bit breezy for the middle of the week. And then we'll start to usher in some relatively cooler air. Down to 60 Thursday, 59 by next Friday. Shoreline town 64 tomorrow, 72 on Sunday, 63 Monday, 67 Tuesday, and then dropping out of the 60s into the 50s by the end of next week. So that's sort of the pattern here. The 8 to 14 day outlook, which brings us from the 25th through the 31st. So this brings us into the Halloween time frame. Does show temperatures mostly running above normal. As we approach the end of the month, our normal high temperature will be in the upper 50s. By November 1st, it's 57. So perhaps this will be another year we don't have to worry too much about planning jackets into your kids' Halloween costumes. Also, if you like the later sunsets, this is the final weekend of the year with sunsets in the 6 o'clock hour. Enjoy them while they're here, because starting October 21st, so Tuesday, we will see temperatures down in the 5 o'clock hour. We do have some great weather on tap this weekend. Tomorrow's just going to be a gem of a day, and Sunday, while breezy, will still be quite nice, especially since temperatures will be running a little bit above normal, so that breeze won't have quite as much of an impact on how it feels. We will be prepping you for Monday. Download the free First Alert weather app. If any alerts are issued or anything like that, you will get them sent straight to your phone, and you can track any of the rain right from the palm of your hand. We will have much more for you on The Wax coming up at 10 and over on Channel 3 tonight at 11, and you can join Jill Gilardi and Tyler Hughes through the course of the weekend. We will see you on The Wax in 20. Have a great weekend, everyone.